and insider trading. Joining us now, Fox News contributor Guy Benson. Guy, it's always a pleasure. Wonderful to see you again. We like that big brain of yours, Guy. Your assessment on this. Nancy Pelosi made $130 million, one report said, off of investments while in office, including stock trading. It's an 816% return, Guy. She beat even Warren Buffett over the last decade and the S&P by about 550 points. What do you think?
Yeah, the numbers to me are staggering. I think they would be to most Americans, Liz. If she's had a roughly 17,000% return on investment, that is just truly unbelievable, right? If she's beating the market by 6, 7, 800% in a lot of cases, you might say that she's brilliant and incredibly talented, more so than any of these other oracles that you mentioned earlier. Maybe she's incredibly lucky. That would be another explanation, although being that lucky that often seems a little far-fetched to me. Or maybe there is something else involved here where her power and her position put her in a place where she could benefit financially from it. So I don't want to make any specific allegations, but you look at the totality, and I think the average person says, okay, come on, reforms clearly needed her with Pelosi being the poster child on her way out of Congress.
Yeah, Guy, you make an interesting point because, you know, Pelosi's husband, Paul, he was doing trades that have been called into question. He was doing puts and calls. That's a timing issue with when you could buy or, you know, call into a stock. He bought 1.9 million in Tesla call options the day before Biden announced the EV infrastructure plan that sent Tesla stock, I think, up about 20% in 2023. That was more spending on that. He traded up to 5 million in stocks and chip and semiconductors just days before Congress allocated $52 billion, way more spending on the chips industry. It was even bigger than that. And then he sold 2,000 shares of Visa stock last year, right before the DOJ announced its antitrust suit against Visa.
Yeah, so I mean, the question would be, which is more plausible? Is it that the Pelosis are geniuses beyond compare when it comes to their timing and their investments over many years, and that they're just the luckiest people on the face of the earth? Or that perhaps someone in the corridors of power with a lot of it and much connection and inside information might have known a bit ahead of time things that might be likely to happen at the very least, and then told a spouse about that? Which one seems more plausible from like a basic common sense standpoint? And this, I think, is exactly the reason why people are looking to tighten these regulations and these ethical safeguards in Congress. I'd be fine extending it broadly in Washington, D.C. People are tired of this swampiness, and I think some of the denials just don't pass the sniff test.
Guy Benson, thank you so much. We appreciate you. It's always a pleasure to see you.